Quiero presentarle a las familias con las que ustedes van a estar trabajando. We want to introduce you to the family that you're going to be working with, juntos, together, para hacer una linda casa para ellos. To make a beautiful home for them.
How do we choose the families that we build for? This is probably number one question for every build volunteer who comes on these trips, which is fair and it's in a nutshell, it's complex.
We call them, we visit them, and we find out that they have a daughter with special need, and how hard it's been for them and to have a home, because they have so many things that they have to pay. They pay rent, they pay for their school, and even when they're trying, I know it's been hard for them.
Roughly kind of how we filter or how we choose families, which is an impossible task because the need is overwhelming, is some of the questions that we ask ourselves as we filter through the applications that we have are how many children are in the family? You know, is there one parent or two parents? How many people have earning potential? How many people are actually have employment or have the opportunity for employment? Are they currently living in a home or a makeshift home that has a dirt floor, or does it have a concrete floor? Like that's a big difference in the health and wellness of a family. If it's a dirt floor, way higher on the list. The question isn't, when it comes to the roof, it's not like does their roof leak or not? It's how bad does a roof leak, because all of the roofs leak.
You understand me? Okay, thank you.
The challenge here, I think it's English.
Welcome to the job site. We have a nice view here, nice people. Yeah, I'm excited.
Photos of me looking like this is how my husband would be like, that is not how you paint. And he'd be like, yes it is, that's how we paint in Mexico.
Water's right here. Water break. Blue jug.
I guess my process for leading the group is I like to pretend it's a house that I'm building for myself. So I feel like I'm not a neat freak and I'm not a perfectionist, but I feel like we need to do it as in a quality that we are building a house for ourselves.
What happened there? That was a sliver. It was bad Mexican wood.
And then the other side.
Holy, somebody's gonna get injured before we go.
You really want to do this?
No.
Okay, well, I'll
I'm not going to let you cut in front of me. Well, I don't have a van full of people yet. So that's my
Hey guys, I'm sure you remember this, but remember to greet the family when we get to the site, okay?
The challenge for newcomers, if you have never seen poverty before, it can be very disturbing.
It's been kind of life-changing to come down here and see the conditions that a lot of these families live in.
What's happening back here? He will show you her. Oh my gosh! I love it. Paw Patrol. Mama and Papa.
For the first time in their life, they've had a solid roof over their head. They've had a locking door. They've had windows, and they've had furniture and a cement floor. Many of these families live in what I would use the word hovels, which are basically made of any materials that they can find, old pallets, tarps, plastic, and they're on a dirt floor, and it's very, very primitive.
The families here, they have just a basic, they live day by day. Some days, normally in a week, they will work Monday to Friday. A lot of families, they work Saturdays and Sundays. There's no day off for them. They just work, and they just make just the money, the basic to buy their food. So they struggle a lot here because we don't have water, running water. We don't have, some of the communities around here, there's no electricity.
It's such a change for these people to sometimes, the first house that we built, they were living in a house with a dirt floor that had cardboard or plank roofing and plastic walls. And for a lot of people, that was the first time they had seen poverty like that before. And so you have to sort of mentally prepare yourself for that.
We'll put this behind you, mate, so you don't cut your cord off.
That stupid plug gets caught every time.
I know, yeah, it's kind of bulky.
It's like 7 feet long and you're cutting an 8-foot thing and it's
That's right.
We had some wild times before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm
here to help bring the corners in.
Okay.
And lift with your knees.
Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. All together. All together. 1, 2, 3, go.
There's no room.
1, 2, 3, all together. Be careful there. You push the wall. Very strong people, hey? Go, 1, 2, 3, up. Good. Let me tell him.
There we are.
Okay, team. We will put the rope panels. Yeah, I think we can start with that corner.
The left corner over there?
The front corner or the back corner?
back.
The back corner.
Back corner. You have the same look that I have. I don't know.
Okay. Sí, vamos a ir
Are we
afuera.
going up?
Hey, can you move the big truck there? Down there.
Do we need more boards?
1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have some in there.
Okay.
More of this business.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, go. Aquí Álvaro, de este lado. 4 inches. Okay. Yeah.
One of my favorite parts is playing with the kids and getting to know them. I think the kids are the ones that are most relatable in these situations because they're happy to play with anybody and have fun and are able to relate with them. It's just the best feeling and best experience.
Hola, no corras, cámara. Estoy aquí, cámara. Te quiero atrapar, cámara. Quiero jugar contigo, cámara.
It's a bit of an adjustment when you're playing with kids that don't speak your language, and but it's cool. Some things are just similar in all countries. Every kid likes playing tag. Every kid likes throwing a ball around.
I did watch one of the ladies down here, and she had a tennis ball and a cup, and she was rolling it down a slope, an old board that she found, and the little girl was catching it at the other end, and she was having a blast. Part of the problem, I think, or the reason it's easier to entertain these children is that their parents are gone for a part of the day, and they get so much attention when we come, they love it.
Should we do Kimberly's name? I'd never seen a little kid that was so into, like she would see the dirt on my hands or the chalk on my hands. We were playing with chalk, sidewalk chalk, and as soon as she would see it, she would just clean it so gently, and it was just so precious. I'd never seen anything like that. We've done lots of builds, but it was something very different, and she was just so precious and just easy. Just often we think we have to do something bigger, but to keep it simple is probably just as, they love it. It doesn't really matter what you're doing as long as you're giving them some attention.
I think he's just happy playing this way.
No, no te pones de ¿Está? Mira.
¿Qué?
Mira.
¿Eso qué? ¿Eso qué?
¡No me bloqueaste!
I just want the kids to know that they're special, to know that they can dream big. Let them know that the people around them, like the group, care for them also as a person, and they're not. The house is important, but also the relationship. Yeah.
Does anybody need treats?
No lo puedo comer. Mira, me voy a comer un tiburón. Y ahora es un delfín. Usted es un tiburón. ¿Cómo te llamas?
What's your name? What's your name?
Jack.
Jack. Hola, Jack.
Hola, Jack.
¿Quieres uno?
Oh, no.
¿Sí?
Spider-Man.
Muy feliz que voy a tener una nueva casita para vivir con mi mamá, con mi papá y con mi hermanita.
I feel like kids bring happiness to the build side. Maybe they're a lot and maybe it gets chaotic, but that's part of the fun.
Okay, and then we can leave this one. I'm done now.
You guys see my paper?
You've got 3. That's 5 now.
5, yep.
Yeah.
This?
I just see these children as the future of these communities, and they will carry, they'll carry the community forward. And so many of these families see these house builds as a life changer in their lives. They look back on this as a turning point when they were just launched forward in their lives and in in the opportunities that they have for their children.
One of the things that a couple of the gals who are volunteering are retired teachers, and they're always interested in educational aids for the children. So what they're doing is they're actually manufacturing blocks which will represent the alphabet and numbers 1 to 10, and they leave them with the kids and actually spend time teaching them what they mean and leaving them behind as an educational tool.
Exactly to the top.
Nice. 1 mile hill.
How much is that in kilometers?
762.
It's so fun to go to the family visits, to see the families after months or after 6 months or after a year, and then to see the advance or how much they've been adding to their houses and how happy they are in their new homes. It just makes me happy to see that.
1 kilogram of beans, 1 kilogram of rice.
Wait. Slow down. Beans.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
There you go.
Want to push the cart? I'll push the cart.
Sorry, what was that though?
Is that in kilos, that thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so get 1 banana off. One
I'm
of those.
assuming this is corn flour because there's corn on it.
Is that corn flour? Okay.
And
regular flour?
white?
Yep.
Like this?
Done?
Nice.
Just gonna find it.
Kind of new.
Okay, you got the cash.
I do. I thought you had the cash.
Well, I'll give it to you.
I will get it now.
I'll put this outside, eh?
They feel very happy when the groups come to visit them and just bring them all the memories from the week when they received the house. So for me, it's nice to go back and see that the families are in a better place because now they have a house.
I'll come and say hi to you in a minute.
Okay.
You were a pup the last time I saw you.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hola.
Hola.
Aquí póngalo si quiere.
See? Right there.
Sí, yo esta casa la hicieron en 2016. They made the house. 2016.
Yeah.
Almost 8 years. In
Is
this
that right?
August, it's gonna be 8 years.
8 years?
No, 9.
9 years, yeah.
In August 9.
Since the accident.
2016.
Is that when it was?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. 2006, 9 years.
You feel old?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Right.
Old and handsome, saying. Old but handsome.
Yeah. Muchas gracias.
It's a very cool thing that having you guys helping us, the community.
Mm-hmm.
We are very blessed.
Yeah.
Well, come every year.
You know, I think sometimes, and we'll see how Peyton and Jack respond as young people, but when we do the dedication, the celebration. But I fully believe that, and they need to know that I believe they give us more, you give us more, that we give you. We may put a house on a cement slab, but what you give us in terms of teaching and learning about, you know, sort of caring for your community and caring for your neighbors is we don't see a lot of that at home.
Come and say hi. Come and say hi. Yeah. Yeah.
We see the progress they've made and what having a house has helped them do as a family, and that's very, very gratifying. And maintaining those friendships and associations.
Pues, ¿quieren probar algo de comida mexicana?
You want some Mexican food?
Yeah. Vamos a hacer sopes.
We're gonna make sopes.
Sopes?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Como las
And
hamburguesas.
is that something you just pick up and you, do you need it with a
Like
fork
a toast?
pick it up? Oh, like a toast.
Like
a toast.
Como una tostada se come.
Oh.
Sí, ajá, como un
So you-
poquito nomás que no es tan duro como la tostada.
But it's not like that hard like a toast.
Right, right.
It's more softer.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back year after year and seeing, going back and visiting some of the families that have previously been built for, and seeing the boost that it gives to their lives and the step up that it gives them. It gives them a safe, secure, warm home. You know, they don't have snakes, they don't have rodents come into the home. Their kids aren't getting sick. It gives them such a step up, and it allows them, those things allow them to put aside a little bit of extra money, and you know, they're able to afford to take their kids to the doctor when they need to. They're able to better their lives, and we're not just building a shelter, we're building safety, security, and also financial security and food security for these people.
Yeah, when we got here in November, we always visit a couple called Marie and Ben, because they were one of our first builds down here. And so when we got there in the November, she told me that her daughter had gone, and they didn't know where she was. She had, at that point, her daughter had been gone already for 5 months. And she'd just gone to school one day and didn't come home. She's 14 years old, and how, well, her life was turned totally upside down, because her husband isn't working permanently all the time anymore. He's got some health issues, so she's going to work some days and he's going to work other days, but they never leave the kids alone. There's 2 other kids in the family. But the young lady had actually, on the way to school, a woman approached her, and they chatted, and this young lady said to them, you know, my mom and dad are really struggling, they don't have any money. And the woman said, well, I can get you a job and then you can send money back to your mom. So she went, and they took her from here to Mexico City. And she had to sell wares on the street. And for the first 3 or 4 months, it wasn't that awful because she was with a lady that was treating her fairly well and she was getting fed. But then that lady gave her up to somebody else who wasn't the least bit interested in looking after her or anything. She was making about $13 a month and she saved all that money to buy a phone. And then she started calling her parents and FaceTiming with them, and so they knew that she was in Mexico City somewhere, selling wares on the street, and that she wanted to come home. But when in the second home that she was in, they took her phone away from her. And so they didn't hear from her a while again, and then just before Christmas, she managed to find her phone, and she messaged her mom and dad, and she actually was standing in front of the house that she was in. And her dad recognized the area because that's where he grew up. So he got a hold of a family member and they went and got her back. And but then they're stuck in Mexico, just outside Mexico City, his family lives. And it's 8,000 pesos to come home. So she was calling, I want to come home, I want to come home. And of course the family has no way of coming up with 8,000 pesos. So when Charles came at Christmas time, he said, we'll pay for it. So then there was just the process of getting it all organized, getting him a bus trip down there, which takes 3 days and 3 nights, and pick her up and then bring her back. And so he was gone about 7 days, and she's been home about 10 days now. So she told her story the other day with absolutely no emotion. She wasn't involved in any of the sex trade stuff, but she was in the second home. She was working they would get her up at 4 a.m., take her to a street and put the wares on the ground, and she had to look after them and sell them. Anything got broken, it would come out of her wage, and pick her up at 1 o'clock the next morning. And that went on. And no food, no water, nothing for all the time she was on the street. And sometimes she said she would get a couple of bites of a tortilla from the family, but she said they would eat right in front of her and not give her anything. So it was a pretty traumatic experience. But she gave the whole story without any emotion at all. So I think she'll be a while before she gets strong enough to. She doesn't want to go back to school until August. So it'll take her a while to recover. But the family is, of course, super excited in the fact that we got to go in. They got their home 6 years ago. And so we got to repaint it for them. So that was pretty special.
My real favorite memory is when we've done the build and we go and get all the stuff for the build family. We buy special things for them.
They didn't have a smaller size than this. Oh wow!
Got
so
the
they're
goods.
getting extra long.
This is, they only have 2 sizes, that? Small curtain rod.
Oh, that would be too big.
Grande. Extra grande. This is all we got.
Yeah, job done.
What about that size up there?
10 limes.
10 bananas.
10 limes,
bananas. A kilogram of bananas.
Okay.
Apple and oranges.
Okay.
A kilogram of apple, a kilogram of oranges.
pink ones? Well, those even
Try these on.
Okay, it's not gonna
No.
fit you.
Oh, right here.
I need
Aquí son 20.
40. So that covers the 6 of them exactly.
6 chickens.
But then the food. 42.
42? We need 2 different boxes. Yeah. They're gonna be 3. Yeah, 3 in each box.
This guy.
Then we'll have it in time.
And last one, this guy.
I need to wash my hands so bad.
This
one's just for me. That one's for you. You're keeping them.
Perfect.
Love it.
Yeah. Canadian chicken farmer buying for Mexican family.
Chickens in Mexico.
This group in particular, this Rotary Club from Parksville and Campbell River, who've been coming for a number of years now, I was sharing with them tonight just what an inspiration they are to, I think, to me personally, but to others as well. You know, as many of them are retired and could be doing a lot of different things with their time and their money and their efforts, and to be down here and to just laying it all on the line, working hard, and through some of their, you know, even, you know, mobility challenges and just the reality of the stage of life they're in, just, you know, putting that aside and working through that and contributing as they are able to and as they can. It's really inspiring, and yeah, super thankful to have them here year after year. And you know, this is one of the highlights for me every year, to try to get down here and be a part of this trip with them. So
for me, the real exciting part is to see how the people we bring down here are impacted by what they see, because many and most people who come have not experienced poverty. They may have seen it on videos on TV or something like that, but until you come down, and like we did in that Haitian batey, you see it and you smell it and you taste poverty, you really don't know what it is.
When they get the key and they open the door, and it just blows their minds what they see there, and it's just so incredible just to see the joy on their faces, and just you see that you've really, really changed the trajectory of their lives and changed their lives forever.
another challenge that a lot of people face. Well, I'm just one person. What difference can my life make, or what difference can my small contribution really make? And I think that one of the biggest problems in our society is that everybody believes that, what can my small donation or my small contribution make? And we all think that, or a lot of people think that, so nobody does anything. And I think the way that the world is really going to be changed, it's not one government, it's not one company, that contributes a lot of money, it's not one person, individual, doing one great thing, it's all of us doing a lot of small things.
The first thing that go into a lot of people's minds is, boy, that sounds like an unbelievable challenge. I don't think I'm up to it. And I'm, for example, 81. I still come down. I'm not as energetic as I used to be, but I'm able to make a contribution. And as a team, it's amazing what can be done.
Yeah, I think the differences really are just, in Canada, it seems like as a majority, we've been blessed with a little bit extra. And I think to not want to share that extra would make us not human.
I would say that the LiveDifferent has given us so many wonderful experiences that you can't get anywhere else. You truly can't. You can't get the joy, as I cry, you can't get the joy you get down here.
I remember one story that stands out for me in particular was a gentleman who came from Summerland, and he's second day on the ground down here, and he's first time kind of traveling, and to this extent, or you're in a community that's surrounded by poverty, and you're meeting people and becoming friends with people. And anyway, second day here, he's a little overwhelmed, and he's right in my face. Like, he's one of those close talkers. Like, he's like the spit is on my face because he's speaking, and he's overwhelmed, and he's like yelling at me. He's just yelling. His voice is raised, and he's like, I've wasted my life. I've wasted my life. I've wasted my whole life. He said, I've got things in my upstairs bedrooms, and just all they do is collect dust, and I have so much stuff, and I don't need it. And he's like, I wasted my life. I've wasted my, and I said to him, I didn't know what to say at first, and he's my elder. I want to be respectful, and finally I mustered up the words. I'm like, well, you're not dead yet. And he went home from this trip and from his experience here, and he'd had a young child with a disability who died at the age of 12, him and his wife, and he's retired now. But it was always their dream to start a camp for families and children who are disabled. And he went home, he put an ad in the paper in Summerland, BC, and said, I have this dream to start a camp. Would anybody consider donating some property? And somebody came alongside, donated over $1 million of the property, and now they have BC's most accessible camp for children with disabilities. And that spark happened here, and just the contrast of what we have versus what, the normal life that we know to be normal. It's not normal for most of the world. And not just understanding that and having that perspective, but knowing that, hey, one person can make a difference. We can all make a difference. And it's really hard to capture in words the holistic ripple effect that happens, not only for the people that you're helping here, you're changing the legacy of a family forever, but the impact and the perspective gain in our own lives too is really important and super valuable. And the camaraderie, the friends that you make in doing it. Some really great people here. Kind of the foundation. It might be people at home that you never cross paths with or ever hang out with, but when you come here and you realize the foundation of your heart is similar, that you just want to help and serve and care for others, and the camaraderie that's built as a result of that is really incredible.
My favorite story is the starfish story, and it's just the fact that we can't change the world all at once, but we can change the world for a family, one family at a time, and really make a difference for that family, and that's the part that's so exciting.
We have so many families in the area waiting to receive a house, and I will invite you, I will encourage you to come and make a difference in someone's life here.